Did you ever lay in bed at night and plan out the things that you were going to say to someone in the next day and some confrontation that you're expecting to have? Yeah, you sit there and you think, okay, they might say this, I'm going to say that, I'm going to say this. And you spend, honestly, countless hours, I think, in a lifetime having imaginary conversations in your head. And not the fun kind, like I often indulge in, because I'm an interesting boy. There's lots of voices, but we waste a lot of time in conversations that never happen, all based upon worry, all based upon things that we are expecting, things that we're afraid of. We put off things that we are not looking forward to, which is a very human thing to do, for sure. Nobody's excited about misery, right? But I remember one time being at my Nana's house when I was a kid, and I had gone to the doctor earlier that day, I believe, or maybe even the day before, and had gotten a shot. I don't know what the hell it was for. One of those things, you're a kid. They give you shots all the time for stuff. It's like having a cat. You have to keep going in and keep getting shots. You're not even sure why. But anyway, I had one of the shots, and they put the Band-Aid on. And I think it actually was probably like a day later, because I was terrified of taking the Band-Aid off. I did not want to feel that pain. And I know now as an adult that the Band-Aid pain is the least of pains of this life. But at the time, it was a very big deal. And I remember I was excited because my godmother, my Aunt Elaine, was going to come visit us that day at my Nana's house, and she had this old house like next to the mill, like all those mill houses they used to build, and it's this dark green color, probably lead paint, and I told myself, because I was still a day later from the doctor, worried about taking this Band-Aid off, but excited that my aunt was coming. And I decided what I was going to do is I'd peel half of it off, and then I would stick that half to the house and hold it there with my hand. And then when my aunt came around the corner to come into the house, I would be happy to see her, and I'd be able to kind of just rip the Band-Aid off as I'd run off to see her. This way, getting rid of the pain and having a moment of joy and being excited to see a family member. Obviously, that is it worked, but it's not something that we could do with everything in our lives now. But it shows that we do go to extraordinary lengths to avoid pain, even from a young age. And now that pain may be an awkward conversation we have to have with somebody, a loved one, a family member. Oh God, remember back in I don't know, for me, I go back to high school because, it's been a long time. But the we need to talk conversation, oh God, anytime that had to come up, you would plan the breakup conversation. If you were going to be the one breaking up, you'd plan the things that you were going to say. You'd lay there at night and you think, okay, I'm going to have to tell her this, or I'm going to have to say that. It's not you, it's me. And we spend all this time having these conversations in our head, some that never even come to fruition. I mean, breakups and stuff, I guess, have to at some point. If not, you're just prolonging the misery. That Band-Aid is just dangling on your arm forever. Love. No, but when it comes to certain things, it may be an email you're expecting that is not going to bring you good news, or maybe it's a phone call that you have to have, or a confrontation at work, or a meeting, or whatever, and you spend that time at night, or even throughout the day, planning all the things that could go wrong, that may go wrong, the things that you could say. If they say this, then maybe that. It's like a chess game in your brain. And then a lot of those things never happen. They never happen the way you planned them. Hardly anything in this life ever goes the way you plan it. That's part of the adventure. Yay! Life is definitely not like it was in the brochure, but I do believe it's worth it. And those adventures, those pains, those moments of inconvenience, of temporary pain, of mental misery, they all go away. They all go away and they get forgotten, and more misery takes its place. But a lot of good times take their place too. And again, it's all Always comes down to where we focus, of course. But I guess what I'm trying to say is just rip the Band-Aid off. Don't prolong misery. When you know something needs to be done, just get it done. Honestly, when anybody ever comes to me, I've got good news and bad news. One, don't preface it with that crap. Just come tell me whatever you want to tell me. But if I do get the choice, I always take the bad news first, because I want to rip the Band-Aid off and then have a moment of joy. Life has its struggles. It's not without its pain. You can't have the sweet without the sour, but you can choose to handle it in a way that you have a little bit of control. You don't always have that control, but when you do, don't waste your time. Don't waste moments throughout the day or in the evening. Don't have those invisible conversations, those quiet conversations in your head that never come to pass. Don't borrow extra problems. Just rip the Band-Aid off and be done with it. Here's to you, my friends. I hope you have yourselves a pleasant day. And I hope your day has less misery and more joy. See you later.